Minnesota has so much to offer, which is why I love traveling down to Wabasha and staying at the historic Anderson House Hotel. Opened in 1856, this beautiful hotel offers comfortable accommodations, has a delicious restaurant, and even a speakeasy in the basement to unwind with a drink. Located next to the Mississippi River and on Main Street, there is a lot of sightseeing and shopping to do too. To get more information, go to the AndersonHouseHotel.com. Greg Bakun here. I've told you about the out-of-the-world roast beef sandwiches at Maverick's Real Roast Beef, but I haven't told you about their Philly steak sandwiches, turkey bacon avocado sandwich, BLT, crispy chicken, fish sandwiches, brisket, or pulled pork. Okay, you get the idea. They make a lot of delicious food to the same standard as their famous roast beef sandwiches, and now I'm starving. I'm going to go to Maverick's Real Roast Beef off Lexington and Roseville, and you need to go too. Check out their menu at mavericksbeef.com. Have you ever met someone who not only can help you on a deep spiritual level, but also potentially change your life? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who travels the nation and lives right here in the Midwest. And she offers mediumship, mentorship, house and business parties, energy healing, palm readings, and so much more. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
Hi, this is Psychic Medium Deb. I cannot wait to hear from you. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for clear skies tonight with a low around 29, Saturday sunny with a high near 50, and Sunday sunny with a high around 49. It's time to discover macarons like you've never tasted before in Nicolette's Macarons in Plymouth. Pick up a box of elegant French macarons conveniently located right off Highway 169. Perfect for gifts, corporate events, or even just yourself. Stop in or order online at nicolettesmacarons.com.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host, guest, random reptoid, or chupacabra may not necessarily reflect those of AM 950 Radio, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Now, it's time to step into the unknown. There are things people experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in the corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us. Share your story, share your experience, because this isn't just your story, this is our story. This is GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And it is Casual Friday here on GhostBox Radio, where every night we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. My name is Greg Bakun. Thank you very much for spending your Friday evening with us as we ease into the weekend. Sounds like a fantastic weekend. In fact, I was able to grill tonight. Still getting dark a little bit earlier than I like to grill, so I had my big lighting system out there so I could see what I'm grilling, and a lot of fun. I really enjoy that. Happy Friday the 13th, folks. This is one of our big days, isn't it? Weird and creepy and all that stuff. And we're going to be focusing quite a bit on superstitions tonight, strange ones. The question of the week has something to do with that as well. But before we go any further, I'd like to check in over in Eden Prairie with Adam. And Adam, what's going on over in your end of the world?
Actually, I'm warm for once. It's nice. It's not frigid. I'm not threatening to build a fire where the station used to be. It's actually a lovely, lovely evening tonight. I actually went outside for a few minutes, and I didn't even bring a jacket today. That's how nice it is in the Twin Cities.
It is very nice, though I would find it, I'm sure it's pretty hard to burn cinder blocks from the Cold War era, but, you never know.
All that asbestos burns so well.
Yes,
and there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing at all.
That's the way to think, being a progressive radio station and all about climate control, and where the station itself is emitting all the fumes from burning asbestos. That's here we are.
That's not right.
And it's like, but I was cold. So, you have that going on for you. Yeah. So it's Friday the 13th, and this is the first of two within 2 months, and I think you said, Adam, that there's a few more this year as well. So, we'll be focusing on a question of the week. If you want to put it into the comments, the question of the week is, what is your favorite or funniest superstition that you've heard about? Because some of them are a little out there. We put that into the Facebook world, where we did get some responses, nowhere near the responses that we got last week when people were able to talk about themselves. It's funny how that works. But this time we got a couple. And then we're going to be talking about kind of the origin of Friday the 13th. I want to talk a little bit about other strange or unique, how about this, unique superstitions from around the world. I also want to talk about superstitions in radio, because I think that and did you know today is like national or global radio day or some
Today
kind
is
of
Today is World Radio Broadcast Day.
World Radio Broadcast Day. Yeah, it's quite something. And it's I mean, I suppose you could say we're broadcasting and that we're on the radio.
Well, I don't know. I haven't actually checked the hamsters on the wheel in the back in a couple of days, so I don't know if we're actually emitting anything, but at least we are online. So
I'll tell you, it was nice to hear the velvety tones of Brett Johnson doing the weathers. He's been on vacation all week. So
yeah, he went out to somewhere in California. I can't remember where. He said one of the Santas.
Palm Springs.
Okay, so it wasn't one of the Santas.
Wasn't one of the Santas. No.
For some reason, I was thinking it was Santa Clara.
That's
where the Super Bowl was, so I think that's why Santa Clara is in my mind.
I think his parents are down there, over there,
right.
wherever Palm Springs is located. It's not down there, but you get my drift. Yeah, I mean, it's like we got a radio voice back in the station, so that's good. And we might even have Patrick next week, it sounds like. So we'll see what happens.
You may have Patrick on for your Casual Friday next week, for I will be gone. I will be in Mexico and not 100% sure I'm going to come back.
Well, it was nice knowing you.
I might get down there and enjoy the weather too much.
Nice knowing you. Good luck. Farewell. Amen. So there you go. Now, funny enough, I just said good luck. And one of the superstitions for the radio superstitions I had read was you never say good luck before they go on air, just like in the theater. You don't do that garbage, Adam. That's a no-no.
Like you don't say the M word in that one Hamlet play.
Oh, right. You find it funny that every day I tell Matt McNeil good luck.
Yeah, you do.
As I do every day.
And the ceiling has yet to fall in on him.
No. Was he wearing clothes today in the studio, or?
Thank Christ he was. I was so pleased.
Yeah. Well, because it's warmer in general, so it has to be warmer in the studio now.
Oh, I'm sure it was. I didn't go in that studio today. I'm afraid of that studio after 5 p.m.
There's a lot of lingering and not spirits.
It radiates a lot of machismo, we'll call it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, so we'll leave it at that. Last night I had the paranormal investigation at the Vine Lights. Char Savoy and I had that. Once again, phenomenal. It was good stuff. And the thing is, it's like, folks, if you want to do this, and the next one will be March 12th. Sign up, because it's crazy. We've talked about this, and you've experienced this, I think, to a certain degree, Adam. Is that you go to these places and you're thinking you're going to get the Divine Lights in Anoka, very haunted town. You think, okay, well, I'm in Anoka, I'm going to get spirits from Anoka coming through, and we're going to talk to them. And we did a little bit, but we got someone's cat come through.
Oh, that's cool.
Yours
again?
Not mine. Mine. There was a lady who was at Ghost Stories, and she told us a story about her cat Lou, a gold Bakun that had passed away some time ago, back in 2022, and that she had asked. We were in one part of the building last night, and we had. Are you familiar with the dead bell?
Yeah.
So, folks, the dead bell basically is a bell on a box, and that it's set up so that spirit could ring the bell. And so we were getting the bell ringing quite a bit. Our friend Danae, she brought the bell, and it was so. This lady asked, "Is because she just felt it? Is Lou here?" And that's her cat. And it went off, and we established with well, we think we did with the spirits, uh, two rings for yes and one for no.
Right on.
So, Lou, are you here? Ding ding. And so we had this great interaction and stuff, and it was really fun. It was really neat, and we had a great spirit box session. I did some spirit box work last night. It was really cool. We're getting some good responses, and there is a woman, and I don't know if I want to say her name because she actually seems to be still alive, but a first and last name came through Char's spirit talker. And so we're talking, seeing if this person is going to interact with us, whatever. And we had some interesting stuff. And then I did a crossover of spirits. And because I wasn't getting a response from that name, I just kind of opened it up for any spirit who wants to come through and wants to cross over. You can do so. And that room just got electrified, and then it just hit a peak, and then it just all kind of dissipated. Afterwards, one of our attendees looked up that name and found out that this person was involved in a hit and run accident where she was hit. And the crazy part about it is that she is in Anoka. And no, she is. It appears that she's not dead. This did not kill her, but the fact is, it was a very unique name, and it came through Spirit Talker. This person was able to find this person online, and this person actually lives in Anoka.
That's insane.
That was pretty cool. That was really neat. So yeah,
maybe that's telling you guys maybe you need to reach out to her, or I don't know.
It's interesting because we've had these situations before where you get kind of a future voice coming through about and I don't want to that's one reason why I don't want to say the name. By chance, if they are listening, because it's like it could be someone who's might be passing soon or something like that. I doubt it, but it's such an interesting thing. And once again, that name was so unique. And it was the first and last name, and it actually matches up perfectly to the name that was found. So, I mean, that's what I love about this field. And that's what I love about what we do is that whole thing of, there are no such things as coincidences. So
no, there isn't.
We'll see. We'll see what happens, but yeah.
Going back to the dead bell, though, real quick.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to take a dead bell to like an older hotel to do an investigation with, because in the older hotels there always was the bell setting on the counter. Now you pick up the phone, but back in the day it was always that bell. I would think that would be a tremendous trigger object for an older hotel that would have used the bell system like that.
I think
I've always wanted to do that.
I think that's a really good idea, and yeah, because you always had the bell hops.
Exactly.
It's like when it's time to get you up to your room, someone would hit the bell, and someone would come and deliver, and you could do the whole thing. Have it over at the check-in desk, and have like maybe some suitcases there.
Yeah.
And just kind of see this, like you get some kind of activity, some sort of something lighting up, something, anything.
Yeah, put a REM pod over there, maybe an EVP recorder as well. Yeah, the couple pieces of suitcase, maybe one of the luggage carts next to it, in case by some chance that might move. That's why I want to take a dead bell to an old hotel.
Yeah, I think that's a fun idea. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's so much. You could do so many things, and it was kind of fun. I mean, it got a little annoying because for a while it was going crazy, and when that's not a subtle sound.
No, it's not. that is very ear piercing in that room there at Billy's, or excuse, I don't know. Excuse me. I haven't been in the room in Divine Lights, but I know at Billy's you've had it out there before and it's rang, and that's a very large room and it echoes.
Yeah, it does. It does. And it's just kind of funny because it's like, all right, we got to shut off that annoying noise. Now it's time to turn on the SB7 spirit box. You know, yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry for all the weird noises, folks. Now we're gonna do the SB7 though. So yeah, it was a good night. It was a lot of fun. And once again, folks, you got to get out there. And speaking of the dead bell, that is something that Johnny Vortex is been making, and he's been bringing places, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it at the next Ghost Stories and Beyond March 4th at Billy's, that he's going to be out there. He makes paranormal equipment. If you listened last week, he called in, and it's going to be a great conversation. And I've already been working on April's Ghost Stories, and if I get what I want, it's going to be incredible.
Right on.
And it doesn't seem impossible, but it's not locked in, and anything can change. So once we get there, obviously, you know, I'll talk about it, but at the moment, I won't. But I'll tell you after the show, Adam, and I think you'll agree that it's going to be something pretty special if it works out.
Well, knock on the fake wood that lines up this board.
Don't do it too hard; it might collapse.
Yeah, okay, right. Turns out it's a bunch of old playing cards pressed together. Crap.
It's like it literally is like knock on wood. You just hear this crash. It's like that. Oh, that's right. He's at aiming at 50. Denise Pack in the comments. I'm glad to see you're able to get off the air on time tonight. For those who listened, and I doubt there was many of you because we had Ernie Pack on the program Tuesday night. Ernie. It talks as the embodiment of a turtle would walk. Every sentence has about 20 words too many to it. And, you know, I thought telling him, and Adam, you may have heard me complain about this to you the next day. I said we have 4 minutes left, and I thought he understood what that meant. And that was my fault. That was my fault thinking that he understood things. And I will not make that mistake ever again. But we're getting to the end of it. I'm trying to get people to make a pledge to be a part of the Ditto House overnight giveaway that is to benefit Tim Cummer, who had suffered a stroke, and all that money is going to go and help his medical bills. And they also are doing an overnight at Fort Duffield that you all would just absolutely love. And all I'm trying to ask is, if you make a bid and you win, can you put that overnight close to the time of the overnight at Duffield so that they can come out for 2 reasons? And I don't know why he didn't understand the question, because he's just like, it's happened before where there are people who, you know, would like to come out and do a couple events at once. It's like, that's not what I'm asking. That's, you know, it's oh my God. It's
like I told you earlier, all that Coca-Cola is going to his brain.
I told
and he
him,
can no longer tell time or understand a sentence.
For the radio interested, since it is National Radio Broadcasting Day, this show ends not at 11, it ends at 10:59:50. I didn't get off the air because of this until 10:59:58. And you might be like, ooh, 8 seconds. What does 8 seconds mean, Adam, when you are 8 seconds late getting off the air?
8 seconds means we don't hit the legal ID, which means we don't hit the news properly, which means if I would have been here that night, I would have had to stick around longer to make sure that everything finally syncs back up.
And part of me was because we got in the next day and a bunch of servers were down. And I know it's not connected, but since I see Ernie is in the chat, I'm going to say they were connected to stuff not working the next day. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. It was like, my God. So that's what happens when you think that someone understands something and they don't.
and that was
I
my
grew up
mistake.
in that region, so I can kind of give him, the time thing I can give him. I grew up in Southeast Indiana, Northwest Kentucky. I grew up in that area, so that part I can give him. But
So-
all the Coca-Cola drinking, I think, is what is going to his head.
So you're saying that he doesn't know how to tell time is what?
Oh, absolutely, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
I'm so glad there's like 4 different clocks around me, so at least one of them I'll hit right.
And then he's like, I blew up the servers because I'm so popular. You blew up the servers because you don't know when to stop talking. And the thing is as soon as we got off the air, and Ernie's going to know, I mean, Ernie can attest this is true. First thing I said to him is, you got to learn how to say sentences quicker. Because it's just like, my God, he's just like, yeah, they've done this. They've done with the music playing underneath. I just they do that.
We've joked about the Oscar music before.
Oh yeah, right. I mean, if Denise was there, she could have had the cane that just kind of pulls them off screen or something. But
Honestly, I thought it was a court order that Ernie couldn't do anything without Denise anyways to keep him in line.
Well, I think once again this is my fault because I should have asked, will Denise be around during this? So it's like when we have these Ernie flare-ups that we can, figure it out, like how to just kind of, dump him. So we can have a show that is actually, FCC compliant, but that is not what we're getting to, here. So
I love Ernie so much. He's great.
Yeah, well, and I know we need to take a break here, but Denise is like, he was so flustered because of the flirtatious comment, and someone did make a comment about his smile, and then after that, and I put it up on the screen. After that, he didn't stop smiling the whole night. I just like, oh my God, he just like, I was like, and he does have a good smile.
Yeah, he does.
Fine.
He does.
He's a good-looking man for his age, which is quite advanced, and I mean, it's most people.
Thought Harrison Ford was the oldest looking, best looking old guy I'd ever seen, but Ernie's right up there, and I think he's a few years older than Harrison.
I mean, most people who are his age are decomposing, so I mean, he's doing pretty well.
Very much.
Yeah. No, and Ernie's like, keep talking. The heck with those hard breaks, Ernie. I told you on Tuesday, there's only one hard break, and that was at the end, and you blew it. So just remember that.
You had one job.
Well, I had one job, and I got the wrong, guest on that night to actually do it right. All right, this is what we need to do. We do need to take a break, though. When we come back, folks, question of the week. What is your favorite, funniest superstition you heard about? Is there something out there you think is really funny? Put it in the comments. You're more than welcome to call in 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. Don't go anywhere. We are easing into the weekend. It's Casual Friday here on GhostBox Radio.
Greg Bakun here. Like you, I love good, fresh, delicious food. So I want to tell you about this treasure in Roseville called Maverick's Real Roast Beef. Maverick's has the best roast beef sandwiches I've ever had. Made fresh every order. Add fries or onion rings dropped in the fryer when ordered, and you have a winning combination. Maverick's Real Roast Beef has a lot more than roast beef, so check out their website, mavericksbeef.com, or check out their restaurant on Lexington in Roseville. Greg Bakun here. It's nice to get out of the Twin Cities and take some travel excursion to some great locations. Minnesota has so much to offer, which is why I love traveling down to Wabasha and staying at the historic Anderson House Hotel. Opened in 1856, this beautiful hotel offers comfortable accommodations, has a delicious restaurant, and even a speakeasy in the basement to unwind with a drink. Located next to the Mississippi River and on Main Street, there is a lot of sightseeing and shopping to do too. To get more information, go to the AndersonHouseHotel.com. Greg Bakun here. I've been talking for a while about how spooky, fun, and fascinating the Minneapolis trolley tours are. But now there's big news. The Candlelight Ghost Tours now begin at the historic Pillsbury Club, a beautifully restored haunted mansion once owned by Charles Pillsbury himself. Believe it or not, the interior is nearly 200 years older than the exterior. How is that possible? You'll have to come out and find out. Before or after your tour, stop by the on-site market featuring a curated collection of handmade goods, artisan crafts, and locally inspired treasures. Perfect for picking up a keepsake to remember your haunting adventure. You'll also find exclusive spooky merchandise from Tales of the Crypt and Elvira. Then climb aboard the climate-controlled trolley as we travel through Minneapolis's haunted hotspots, uncovering ghost stories that locals would rather keep buried. The mansion is restored to perfection, and there is no better way to spend an evening. Visit MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for tickets and more information. Are you one of thousands of individuals who know you have psychic abilities but don't know how to tap into your higher self? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who offers classes that can help you reach your goals. Refined Divine holds classes Monday and Thursday at her 2 locations and via Zoom. Classes consist of manifestation, learning psychic abilities, shadow work, and healing trauma. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
This is Psychic Medium Deb. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
Happy Friday the 13th. It is Casual Friday here on GhostBox Radio. Thank you for choosing to spend the Friday evening with us as we ease into the weekend. And I want to quickly just let people know that we haven't had Refined Divine on in a while. She'll be joining us again soon, I hope. But this weekend, February 14th, she's going to be with Dave. They're going to be over at Sun Prairie, Wisconsin from 10 to 4 at Colonial Club, which is 301 Blankenheim Lane, Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. And you want to go out there. It's from 10 to 4 tomorrow. And it's these things are always so much fun, and there's so much you can do out there. And let's see here. Once again, that is at 301 Blankenheim Lane in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin at the Colonial Club. If you want to get some more information on it, go over to Refined Divine on Facebook and go over to events on that page, and it's going to be there. And please go out there. And if you go out there, please let them know that you heard about it through GhostBox Radio. I'd really appreciate it. Just kind of close the loop on Ernie, if only that could be true. But
we need a looper for Ernie if anybody saw that movie.
Yeah, right, exactly. So with Ernie says in the comments, you're the radio professional and I'm just the superstar. And I'm here to tell you that there are two things completely inaccurate in that statement. So, don't. Oh, and then he's sad face. Greg's show is so much better when I'm on than this Greg and Adam snooze fest. You're right. Talking about you is very boring. So we're gonna move on now.
No, but I think with that comment, I think we officially now have his intro music. We're going to pull that Smokey Bear music, and every time he's on, we're going to introduce him with Smokey the Bear.
Yeah, well, I guess I wasn't expecting to have back on, but I mean, I suppose if we did ever again, I mean, we could.
We might need a guest last second.
Yeah, it was full, right.
No,
Yeah.
Ernie, we kid. We love you.
Don't speak for me. Question of the week: what is your favorite, funniest superstition you heard about? I think this is. I mean, because I think we all do follow some superstitions. And some we're kind of being silly about it, but some we just find very fascinating, kind of funny. Is there any that you have, Adam?
Yeah, because apparently, just like Ernie, I didn't understand the question, and I put in one of my superstitions.
Oh no, that's totally fine. I read it earlier, and I think you're absolutely right.
But I literally, when I was a baseball player, not an athlete, we're not going to kid ourselves. I did just play baseball. If I was doing bad or the team was on a losing streak, I'd find a different way to get to the ballpark, whether it was, by car or just walking from the locker room just to get to the diamond, just a different route until either I got myself back on track or the team would get back on track. And then I would walk that same route or take that same route when driving until we started doing bad again. Then I'd find a whole different one. And I think that started when I was 10 in Little League and lasted all the way up through my freshman year of college when I stopped playing baseball.
Now, what about the thought about
stuff that we do in our daily lives that we have to have a certain way, and we don't think about it as superstition, right? That we just like, this is what we do. Like, is there anything that you do preparing for any show that you run the board on, whether it's mine or Lori's or anybody else's, that for you to feel like that you are ready to go, that there's certain things that just has to happen, and if there's like a sequence to them or anything?
Sadly, now that you put it, there is. I kind of have to stretch out my back. I try to crack my neck. I make sure everything that I need is in arm distance, and then I'm ready to kind of roll. But it is kind of a, stretch, crack. All right, you're here. All right, let's do this. Yeah. So yeah, it is kind of a superstition, or just all right, here.
When I do the show myself on Mondays and Tuesdays, I will go through the whole intro with music and everything, just to kind of get, I feel like when I don't do it, I don't feel like I was prepared enough. So I'll do that. I'll take out some of my voodoo dolls and just, put some pins in them. And then, yeah, that's why you got to stretch. That's why you got to stretch your back so much.
There,
And it's
I
not
was
you.
because I
Don't
was
worry.
45.
So yeah, no, it's there are stuff, and it's like, I think a lot of us probably do a routine that we don't really think about as superstition per se, but but at the same time we think about it. For me to do such and such, I have to do these things and have to do it in this order.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I didn't really think about that until we were talking about your thing with going into the the arena, whatever else, going to the ballpark.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
I never thought about, but I do the same thing every time right before you're hopping on. So probably about 9:40, I make sure I'm set down in the chair and ready to roll.
Now, do you consider your kind of moments of like, before my show where you kind of just break down and wonder what the hell happened to your life? Is that part of the, the run up to doing the show properly, or is that just a whole separate kind of emotional breakdown sort of thing?
That's an emotional breakdown when I'm trying to create logs and stuff between 3 to 5 p.m.
You sit in a dark room, like, why?
Just crying. Like, what did I do? And then after 5 o'clock, I'm usually okay after that. But at 3 to 5 makes it really hard.
3 to 5. Trust me, I know. Let's see here. Denise says that she has OCD and anxiety. She does all kinds of weird stuff. I bet, and I do too. One of the things is touching things, like shutting a door and going back and like just pushing it with a couple fingers, just make sure that it connected. Or how many times does it take me to realize I locked the door before I leave? That sort of thing. And that's not frustrating at all or anything. It's just like, I know it's locked, but let's just make sure.
The amount of pat downs I give myself when I leave, phone, keys, wallet, just, okay, I got it. Then I'll get in the car and do it again, even though I just checked literally walking out the door. So right. I do that kind of crap too.
Now, the question again is, what is your favorite or funniest superstition you've heard about? And Jennifer in the comments says, I wouldn't call it superstition, but I always fix my cup of coffee the same way: sugar, creamer, coffee, and stir. Makes me wonder if something bad would happen if I did it differently. And it's funny because like I did chicken wings tonight, and I was thinking about it actually when I was doing the chicken wings. It's like when I put spices on, I always do it in the exact same order. And I'm fairly certain that if I put the garlic powder on before or after the onion powder, I don't think it would taste that much different. But yet every week I do it the same way.
I'm meticulous with my steaks like that.
Yeah.
Everything else I can mess with, but if I got a good hunk steak right there, it's the same prep every time. And I think that's because I got it perfect one time doing it one way, including the prep work. So every time I got a nice steak, I do the prep work the exact same way to get it that perfect.
Absolutely. Denise says, I find myself counting things without thinking. If I'm walking and there's squares on the ground, I have to count them. That's interesting. I've heard of that. In the comments or in the Facebook pages that I put this question on, Liz says one of her favorite superstitions, and I think this could also be considered like an old wives' tale. If you bury a sausage the night before a wedding, the wedding day will be all sunshine and no rain. I didn't know where we were going at first with that. So, I'm glad it ended that way. Let's put it that way. So, yeah.
Wow, you made my mind just go woo way into the gutter when you said that. It's like, the sausage. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, when you start off with you bury a sausage the night before a wedding. Moving on.
Wow. All right then. Next.
Yeah, the final episode of GhostBox Radio. Let's see. My sister wrote in, and Tracy says there is a saying. This is kind of funny. I don't think it's. Someone put on the comments. Someone put like a care sort of happy face, and of course I put a laughing happy face to this. There's a saying: find a penny, pick it up. All day long, you'll have good luck. One day, I found a penny. 2 hours later, a minivan backed into my vehicle. Luckily, no damage. But by the time I got home, I had no antifreeze left in the vehicle. 2 days after that, I backed my husband's truck into a Target grocery cart and broke the tail light. The day after that, I lost the diamond in my wedding ring. I've never picked up a penny again. Not even in my own house. I will vacuum around the penny.
That's because you got to say the poem like in Greece when you pick it up. That's where you messed up. You have to say the poem when you pick it up. Or the other one I've heard about any coins, it's got to be heads up, or else that is bad luck if it's on tails.
Oh, that's interesting. The
coin's got to be face up to pick it up. If it's on tails, let it go.
Now, this is interesting because we did actually do a show about this, Denise. Denise says, I grew up in the Appalachia region. My grandmother told me if I heard someone calling my name to make sure it's a real person before answering, it could be an omen. And remember, we had that lady on talking.
Yeah, we did. About a month ago? Yeah, with the Appalachian witches.
Or 3 months ago.
Was it 3 months ago already?
It's been a long time. Yeah.
Oh my, that was a good interview. I thought it was so much more recent than that.
Well, because there's so few and far between, I can understand where you're just like, oh,
what good ones? No, yeah. No, but no, that was it's also because I'm partial to that region, so I think that's why that one kind of stuck out too.
And we didn't even get anywhere near where we should have with that interview because there's so many good things about that. So we
need to have her back when she's turning that into a flick.
Yeah, no, that was really good. And Denise is Appalachian Mountain Witch, which we had on as well. So that's very, very cool, Denise. Thank you for that. Let's see here. Gray Duck Paranormal says, if you bite your tongue or lip on accident, someone is thinking of you. Retail workers say full moon brings out the craziest people, which I agree. A clock chiming on the hour would distract vampires and keep you safe from them.
That's a new one. I hadn't heard that one.
Oh, no, that's very true. It's interesting. I don't know if I bite my tongue, I don't think anyone's thinking of me. But remember, they used to always say when you had the phone lines that were above ground and you could hear the buzzing.
Yeah,
they'd either say someone is talking gossip. That's.
I always heard like if your ears are burning, someone's talking about you.
If your ears are burning, somebody is talking about you as well.
If your left hand itches, you're going to make money. If your right palm itches, you're about to meet someone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, those are true. Yeah. Especially the itching. My mom was always big into trying to win money through sweepstakes and stuff. She's like, my hand's itching. My hand's itching. We won nothing.
Yeah, I know. I'm always yelling at this thing whenever I'm about to buy a Powerball ticket. Itch, damn you, itch, and it never does.
Never does. Let's see. Why don't we do this? Let's go ahead, take another break. When we come back, I want to talk about different unique superstitions around the world. Let's also talk about radio superstitions, and we'll say them all on the air and see if it actually works. And anything else in your mind, put it in the comments or give us a call, 952-946-6205. We are easing into the weekend. We're going through Casual Friday. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950. Greg Bakun here. I've told you about the out-of-the-world roast beef sandwiches at Maverick's Real Roast Beef, but I haven't told you about their Philly steak sandwiches, turkey bacon avocado sandwich, BLT, crispy chicken, fish sandwiches, brisket, or pulled pork. Okay, you get the idea. They make a lot of delicious food to the same standard as their famous roast beef sandwiches, and now I'm starving. I'm going to go to Maverick's Real Roast Beef off Lexington and Roseville, and you need to go too. Check out their menu at mavericksbeef.com. Greg Bakun here. I've been talking for a while about how spooky, fun, and fascinating the Minneapolis trolley tours are, but now there's big news. The Candlelight Ghost Tours now begin at the historic Pillsbury Club, a beautifully restored haunted mansion once owned by Charles Pillsbury himself. Believe it or not, the interior is nearly 200 years older than the exterior. How is that possible? You'll have to come out and find out. Before or after your tour, stop by the on-site market featuring a curated collection of handmade goods, artisan crafts, and locally inspired treasures. Perfect for picking up a keepsake to remember your haunting adventure. You'll also find exclusive spooky merchandise from Tales of the Crypt and Elvira. Then climb aboard the climate-controlled trolley as we travel through Minneapolis's haunted hotspots, uncovering ghost stories that locals would rather keep buried. The mansion is restored to perfection, and there is no better way to spend an evening. Visit MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for tickets and more information. Greg Bakun here. It's nice to get out of the Twin Cities and take some travel excursion to some great locations. Minnesota has so much to offer, which is why I love traveling down to Wabasha and staying at the historic Anderson House Hotel. Opened in 1856, this beautiful hotel offers comfortable accommodations, has a delicious restaurant, and even a speakeasy in the basement to unwind with a drink. Located next to the Mississippi River and on Main Street, there is a lot of sightseeing and shopping to do too. To get more information, go to theandersonhousehotel.com. Have you ever met someone who not only can help you on a deep spiritual level, but also potentially change your life? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who travels the nation and lives right here in the Midwest. And she offers mediumship, mentorship, house and business parties, energy healing, palm readings, and so much more. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
Hi, this is Psychic Medium Deb. I cannot wait to hear from you. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And we're easing into the weekend here on GhostBox Radio. It is Casual Friday. Thank you very much for joining us as we're getting closer and closer into hopefully what's going to be a great weekend. The weather's going to be fantastic here in the Twin Cities, so hopefully everyone takes advantage of it. I grilled today. I'm going to grill tomorrow. I'm going to have a really good time with it. Join us Monday on GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun. We're going to have Char Savoy on. You may recognize Char from such other radio programs as this one, where she will be talking about, our conversation will be about bridging the gap between paranormal and metaphysical. We've had this conversation before, but let's see where we're at with it. Let's see what's going on. This, a week from tomorrow is Charvinity's Fair. It's going to be February 21st and 22nd. We'll be talking about that Monday as well. But if you want information about it, go to charvinity.com. You can get all the information there as well. It's always a lot of fun. So we have that going on. But I'm going to point out on Tuesday, I'm really looking forward to this. This is where we're going to have Lon Strickler on, and we're going to be talking about Bigfoot sightings during the Civil War. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And it's just, yeah. And then Wednesday, it's just going to be me on, and I'm going to be talking about my trip from start to finish, my paranormal journey to Gettysburg. Since we talked about Civil War the night before, I'm going to talk about my experiences out there. Fantastic. But Adam, that Tuesday one is going to be pretty special.
Luckily, I'll still be stateside on Tuesday, and I'll be pulling that one up on the YouTubes or the Facebook to peep that one out.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty awesome. Question of the week: what is your favorite, funniest superstition you heard? Denise in the comments also said, she goes, I don't know if you consider it a superstition, but if you say Bloody Mary into a mirror 3 times, she will appear. I don't know what you want to call it. What I'm going to call it is I don't want to do it. That's kind of what I'm calling that.
My daughter and I actually had a conversation about how that whole Bloody Mary thing, when I was a kid and when she was younger, how that both kind of messed us up. Because it's like, with her cousin Taya tossed her into a bathroom that had a bunch of mirrors in it, shouted Bloody Mary 3 times, and then shut the door and locked her in. And ironically enough, rewind back to like 1987, my friend's older sister did the exact same thing to me.
Oh, goodness.
And both of us were talking about how we were both traumatized for Bloody Mary until we were older to realize, yeah, that's not really a thing.
Or is it? No, yeah, who knows? It'd be kind of cool to see, but and those are the situations too where your mind kind of plays tricks on you if you're in a dark room by yourself.
When you're a kid, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's certainly no. But regardless, I'm not doing it. Let's see here. Nicole in the comments says, stepping on cracks. At times I look like an idiot walking. Which I probably do, no matter if there are cracks there or not. And well, I guess it depends on how far away the cracks are from each other. If it's like, 3 cement blocks apart, and you're just like jumping between the cracks, that might look a little strange. No, I mean that is one as well. A couple others that people are considered more of standard sort of superstitions. Breaking a mirror, 7 years of bad luck. Having a rabbit's foot for good luck. Spilling salt, bad luck unless you throw it over your shoulder. Now, in where this list I have says black cats equals bad luck, sometimes good. Let me tell you, black cats are only good luck. Anyone who says otherwise will have words, because black cats are awesome. And I'm
just thinking about the rabbit's foot there. I mean, obviously that's an unlucky rabbit if you have its foot. Where are the other 3?
Well, I mean, it's we're not talking about the rabbit's luck. We're talking about your luck.
Oh, it's your luck that you have it. Okay, because I figured the bad luck of the fact that the rabbit lost its foot would kind of transfer over.
Well, I don't think they're thinking about the rabbit in this situation. But it's always weird too, because they're all those really vibrant colors when you get one. And the thing that always got me is like you would go and get a rabbit's foot, because I had one when I was a kid, and like sure enough, it's a rabbit's foot. I mean, you could feel the claws on the end of it. You could feel like the bone and the veins and stuff. I mean, obviously it's hardened, but it's like, okay, this is pretty real.
No, I'm glad I never had one of those. Gross.
Yeah, it's really, really bizarre.
I don't think I'd want to carry around a dead animal's appendage. I'm good.
You don't knock until you try it, right? No,
I've had rabbit; they're tasty.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to carry its body parts around.
That's what Denise is saying in the comments too. Don't open an umbrella indoors. Walking under a ladder. And then other things, like kind of what you were talking about, ringing ears. Someone is talking about you. Left ear equals bad things. Right ear equals good things. I did not know this part of the equation.
No, neither did
I. Like kind of what Liz was saying. Bury a bourbon bottle before a wedding. In the southern U.S., some couples bury a bottle of bourbon upside down at their wedding venue exactly 1 month before the ceremony to prevent rain. Then they dig it up and drink it after. Well, it is the South, so yeah, they will. Well, I will do it here too.
That's why all those churches down in Kentucky had all those potholes.
Well, Southern comfort, right?
Yeah.
I mean, let's see. Don't let a broom touch your feet. In some cultures, if a broom sweeps over your feet, you'll never get married. Well, and I don't even broom. I don't sweep here, so I don't.
Well, you got to keep the Roomba off your feet too, then I guess.
Right, exactly. Knocking on wood originally likely comes from ancient pagans' belief that spirits lived in trees. Knocking on wood called for protection. What I've always heard is that knocking on wood actually disorientates the elementals.
Oh, right on.
That's what I heard. I mean, whatever. Who knows? There's always. I
just always knew it was knock on wood for good luck. I had no idea where it'd come from.
Now in Iceland, don't knit outside. You'll trap the winter. An old Icelandic folklore says knitting outdoors can prevent winter from ending. You symbolically binding the cold. So don't knit.
No one in Minnesota needs to knit outside either. FYI.
Yeah,
Okay.
no kidding. Stick chopsticks upright in rice is the death symbol. At Japanese funerals, rice offerings for the deceased are presented with chopsticks stuck upright. Doing this at dinner is considered deeply bad luck, basically invoking death at the table. Now, if you're in Turkey, you got to keep this in mind. Chewing gum at night equals chewing flesh of the dead. A Turkish superstition says gum after dark becomes the flesh of dead people. Yes, really sweet, minty zombie flesh. So you have that going for you.
Brain.
Right? in Russia, don't sit at the corner of a table, especially for unmarried couples. Sitting at the corner means you won't marry for 7 years.
I thought a minute the corner was the easiest place for the Russian mob to come and pop you in the back of the head like you're Abe Lincoln.
Well, is that a superstition? Don't sit your back to a door. That's
I don't. And to me, I hate the fact that there is a door right behind me. To be honest with you, and I don't know where that ever came from, but I've always hated that.
Let's see here. In Italy, evil eye protection, horn gestures, or red pepper to ward off the malaccio, evil eye. Italians use a horn-shaped charm or make a hand sign that looks suspiciously like rock and roll gesture. Basically, this, and you basically put it in and just put it out there, and that supposedly is protection to that. In England, counting crows, not the band, counting crows predicts your future. 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy. The number of crows you see supposedly predict the events from death to weddings. There's that. Let's see here in Mexico, egg cleansing for negative energy. Olympia con huevo involves rubbing an egg over the body to absorb bad energy, then cracking it into water and read the results.
Mm-hmm. That one I've seen before. I've
not heard that.
Yeah, I've seen that done before.
Let's see here. Let's get to some radio superstition, because let's see if we can the break
FCC. No.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find where I put my stuff. Okay. Never say quiet tonight. If you say the show will be quiet, you've just summoned chaos. Within minutes, phones light up. Not here. Equipment glitches. Okay, that's about right. Breaking news hits. Well, we got the emergency broadcast system. Guest cancels. Something catches fire, metaphorically or literally.
Depending on the place.
Let's see. Don't mention dead air. Talking about dead air is believed to invite it. Producers will often use euphemisms like, I've never used a euphemism for dead air. Loss of program. Silent event. Technical issue. I don't think anyone has ever said that before, quite frankly. No. Here you go. This is more up what we're talking about. Pre-show ritual drinks. Many hosts insist on the exact same beverage set up before going live. Wrong mug, wrong temperature, wrong brand. Entire show is doomed. Some shows literally keep a lucky mug locked into the studio. Headphones, they need to be positioned just right. Moving someone's headphones before airtime could be taboo. Why? It disrupts their mental launch position. Audio levels feel wrong. The host feels off balance. Broadcasting is incredibly physical and sensory. Tiny changes matter. Who do you think of right away when I just read that?
I think he's here from 3 to 5.
And when he's done, he sprays down the earphones.
Yep, he sprays down everything. The microphone, everything. The seat, the keyboards. He Lysols it all.
He sure does. Well, and this will probably fall into it as well. The don't sit in my chair rule. Some hosts hate when anyone else sits in their chair or studio. Reasons range from practical to mystical. Adjustments get changed. Body energy gets messed up. It's a command position. It just feels wrong. Morning show hosts are especially territorial from 3 to 5. Let's see. Backed up everything twice, then once more. This one is half superstition, half survival instinct. Broadcasters believe if you don't bring backups, that will be the day everything fails. We've been living on borrowed time here for years.
That's why I run 2 recorders.
Yeah. Let's see here. Here's one. The haunted studio tradition.
Hey.
Almost every studio has one. Stories usually involve phantom voices in the headphones, equipment activating by itself. Old jingles play randomly. Is the spirit of Simeon arises,
No, that's called bad cart numbering, but no one ever wants to blame traffic because we will bite your head off.
Right. Former hosts still hanging around.
I believe that.
Here, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And they were a smoker.
Yep, definitely.
AM stations especially have rich ghost lore.
Yeah, we've been around longer.
We also have been through so many hands here.
Yeah, a ton.
It's an old building.
Yeah, and all those hands, not a lot of those hands have been dirty and never washed. And the mildew is still on the walls, as we can see.
Let's see here. Live radio runs on confidence and duct tape.
Yeah.
A lot of these rituals exist because radio is immediate, unforgiving, and human. Superstitions become a way to create control and chaos.
Pretty much. And then, of course, you have the 7 words from George Carlin that you're always looking out for.
You got to look out for them. God forbid if they come through a pre-record, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Wish that was a joke, right?
Yeah, especially tonight.
Yeah. So we're wrapping up here already. So once again, we're going to be back Monday with Char Savoy. Tuesday, Civil War. Did they see Bigfoot? That's going to be really fun to talk about. And you're just about off. So have a safe journey.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon. Everyone, have a great weekend. We'll be back Monday.
It's Brad Friedman, host of the Bradcast, weeknights at 7 on AM 950.